Welcome back to Kripa Center for Excellent Nursing Education and Service. Today's session will be dealing with the diagrammatic representation of data. And here we'll be dealing that review the previous sessions like different approaches commonly used under the descriptive statistics like measures of tendency, measures of variation, measures of relationship, etc. And today's session will be dealing the diagrams and graphs. Why we use diagrams and graphs to represent the data? Because it's give a useful method and presenting the simple statistics and commonly used one. It have an impact in the imagination of population, and it is a visual indication and give the popular media for expressing the data, and the terms, pattern, everything we can give it very clearly, and it's more suitable to illustrate the data to the discrete. And commonly use of diagrams and graphs are, it gives stable effect in the people. It's more attractive to and give a presentation of data by figures, and it can be used for the comparison. It simplifies the complexity and it saves time. But on the other hand, we could see that there are certain limitation because only approximate pictures of data and used only for the comparative studies, and it can be misinterpreted or misused very easily. Coming to the diagrammatic representation, it gives when two or more quantities are have to be compared, and here we can see that helps to see the pattern and shape of any complex situation, and it gives the visualize the whole meaning and numeral at a single glance. And let's discuss some of the characteristics. It's a pictorial representation and of the quantitative data to make them more comprehensive way, and always use the homogeneous data, and it is not a substitute for the figures. When we use the diagrams, there are certain rules we need to follow. In that, first one is about the title. Always it should be on the top, and it should give the clear picture, convey the main theme, what it is meant for representing. Next is about the size of the diagram. It should depend on the type of the quantity, and index, different grave, and color give the clear content of it. Next one is about the proportional length and breadth. It's always stated that Lutz has suggested that square root of 2 ratio 1, or square root of 2 means 1.414. That is the ratio suggested. And always it should be neat, clean, attractive, and have footnotes if you want to give further explanation at the bottom. And it should be simple as possible. And the other one is about the choosing the scale. Always it should be whole number, and vertical scale should be represented on the left side and horizontal at the bottom. Next we shall discuss about the different types of diagrams. This dimension, like diagrams here, 1 dimension, 2 dimension, and 3 dimension. 1 dimension means vertical or horizontal diagrams we use, and for example like vertical histogram or the horizontal histogram. 2 dimension usually use the rectangle, square, or the 3 dimension is cube, blocks, everything we used. Next the diagram commonly used one is pictogram. It's nothing else, the representation by pictures, and it's otherwise known as the simple pictures, and figures are represented by pictures, and size or number of proportion to the data. And at the same time make sure that the use of icon to represent it will be relevant to the subject. For example, here happy or sad, it is represented by the picture, good or bad, or happy or sad. We can use the representative. That's about the pictogram. It's a commonly used one. Next is about the cartogram. What do you mean by cartogram? Maps are drawn and figures are represent the phenomena at various places by the signs or symbol. For example, the weathercast in India So it shows like which all the district is affected, where or like cyclone, where it hit, where heavy rain, all this work. So that's about the card. Okay. Next one is pie diagram. It's usually useful in presenting the discrete data like gender, education statuses, and always find out the percentage, and the percentage will be represented in the, for example, one of the pie diagram is about the educational status, like of the people, like whether educated or the highly educated or no education. So next, about the dotted diagram or scatter diagram. This is used to represent the result of studies, like representing the experimental or control group data, or representing the relationship among the two variable correlation. So we can see with the first variable will be independent and second variable will depends on the first. Let's see the scatter here. Independents are on the x scale and x-axis, and dependent on the y-axis, and how it is related is represented by the dot. So that's why it's known as the dotted, and it is scattered. So that's why otherwise known as the scatter diagram. Usually for represent the correlation or the pre and post test effect, we use this dotted or the scatter diagram. Next one is the box plot. This is a little bit complicated, but usually used to represent the range as such. Large number is used, so with the range we use a box plot or method of graphical depicting group or numerical data. Here first we see the horizontal line with the median, and top part is will be Q3 or the third quartile, and the lower part will be the and it will look like box plate. And the upper one, when we see the box flat standard way of displaying the data, the minimum or maximum, and the minimum lowest part is in the outline, and maximum largest, and the middle one will be the Q2 or the 50th percentile. That quartile 70. An important element used to construct the box plot, and usually used. The other one is about the graphs and curves we use, because this is used to in the shape of graphs or the curves, and either natural scale or the ratio scale we use. So far we have discussed about the different diagrams commonly used. So they are like commonly used ones are like pictogram, cartogram, then dotted, and all those things. And the things to remember, when especially about the title, size, index, proportion, footnote, symbols, all those things are the criteria. And hope it is clear for you, this simple topic. And if you like it, don't forget to like and subscribe so that you will get